delete all preconceived notions of what clearing is. Remember that it is not some like horrible label on you. It's just a normal part of the recruitment process at university.
Hi, I'm Eve from IQ Student Accommodation, and across a 4-part series, I'll be talking to some students to learn everything there is to know about clearing, results day, moving in, and best of all, having that first year experience that you really remember at uni.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Clearing podcast with IQ. I am here today with Chelsea and we'll be unpacking everything that you need to know about clearing, what to expect, what it is, and what you can do to prepare. So if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so I'm Chelsea and I represent Leeds Becker University as a student ambassador, which I've been for the past 3 years. I'm currently still a student, but I graduate next week with a degree in media and communications.
Congratulations, first of all. How are you feeling about graduating?
Honestly, I'm so excited. I think it's mixed feelings. I'm a little bit nervous to get into the real world, but I think I'm ready.
I think you're ready too.
Thank you. I think so.
Okay, right. First things first. What is clearing?
Okay, yeah. So throughout my 3 years as a Leeds Becker student and ambassador, I've had to speak to people who are looking to join the university and people who are particularly interested in clearing. So clearing is the UCAS system that matches prospective students with a university and course of their choice based on their grades.
Is clearing only for students who don't make their first choice university?
No, I would say that's actually quite a big misconception. I didn't go through clearing myself, but many students did, especially students that I study with at Leeds Beckett. And a lot of the time, people actually go through clearing because they decide to change their course. Some people realize they don't want to go to the university of their firm choice or their insurance choice, and they would rather go to a separate university that they didn't apply to throughout the UCAS application process. So what they would go through is clearing to figure out if a different university is the one for them, but it's not necessarily for students who have failed. I would say majority of students just decided to change last minute.
I mean, yeah, this was quite some time ago. But when I was getting my results kind of leading up to it, I thought I probably would get into my first choice, but I always felt reassured that actually if things didn't go to plan, I've got clearing. I can find out, a different path and things are going to be okay. And I think hopefully a lot of students see it more as an opportunity.
Definitely.
Instead of it being like a backup plan. What do you think?
Definitely, I agree. Like, I see it more as an alternative route or like a second route to getting into university rather than a backup plan. Because one thing that a lot of students don't know is that clearing is part of the typical recruitment process, meaning that every single recruitment team in all universities in the UK prepare for clearing students prior to when they come. Some people think that clearing is like an afterthought or it's something that universities are like, oh, wait, we should bring in a few students through clearing. But that isn't true. We spend months preparing for these students to arrive. For example, at Leeds Beckett, we have student ambassadors who work a 9 to 5 and they work in a system called the helpline recruitment system for clearing students. So what they would do is between the months of July and August, they would speak to students on the phone, reassure them, and get them through to the right recruitment team that can help them go through clearing. This is prepared every single year, so people know that this is going to happen. And we're almost looking forward to welcoming the clearing students. Like, we make space for them at our university, and I'm sure that all the universities in the UK do the same.
Yeah, I feel like it's quite easy to think, oh no, I'm the only person going through this.
Oh, definitely.
Everything's gone wrong. But actually, I think last year it was something like 77,000 students went through clearing. So there are lots of people that are feeling the same way that these students are feeling.
Oh, lots. It's very common. More common than people would think.
Yeah, for sure. There's people like in your hall that you're getting your results in that are going to be going through the same thing.
Oh, definitely.
Do you think it's important to kind of have that in mind and rely on people that are around you? Like, if you're a student who is going through this process, do you think that that's really important to have that support?
Oh, definitely. I feel like a lot of universities have a good support system to help prospective students when they're coming in. For example, like at my university, we have like a chatbot system where you can speak to the chatbot and understand what the clearing process actually offers you. And that way you are getting almost a sense of reassurance before coming in. And like I said, we have our hotline. So our students like myself will speak to you and give you that reassurance. You'll speak directly to people who have gone through clearing. I have a friend who she's graduating next week with me, and she studied primary education, and she got amounts of work experience and she enjoyed her degree, and she came through clearing, and not because she didn't get the grades, it's because she just decided last minute she wanted to switch universities. And people like her work on the hotline. Have spoken to her. She's spoken to countless students who have needed help through clearing, and she gets them the help they need, and it makes it more of an excitement rather than a nervous situation to go through.
It must be so reassuring for students to get to talk to someone that's actually
Exactly.
gone through the process and,
Exactly.
and can kind of talk them through it so they know what to expect.
Exactly.
And actually in the next episode of this podcast, we'll be talking to a few students to lay out what that journey was like for them and see what their experience was. And no two students have the same experience. Like, acknowledge that. However, knowing what to expect and knowing what to plan ahead, I think is probably the most reassuring thing that we can give them. Okay, so myth number 1, clearing is not just for people that haven't gotten the grades that they want.
Yes.
Myth number 2, clearing opens on results day.
That is not true. Yes. So the clearing process actually opens, I believe the UCAS system, they've already opened it. I believe it's on the 2nd of July.
It is.
So it opened literally just a few days ago. But on results day, obviously you cannot go through clearing until you know what your results are. But the fact that the system is already open allows you to go to the website and have a good idea of what can happen and what the process will look like. So when you do get your results in August, you're able to go forward and you know what to do next.
So we've called up universities on results day. What is the next step? What is something else that we have to think about?
Okay, cool. So now the hard part is out of the way. Next, what a student is going to want to do is look at accommodation if they are deciding to move away from home. What's most important is that a lot of universities actually have specific rooms on campus for people that are going through clearing, which is something that a lot of these students might not know, that we've already prepared this for them in advance, basically. So what they want to do is research the university of their interest and search up what accommodation suits their clearing process, and then apply from there to make sure everything is sorted for the time they come into university, whether that's in September or in October.
Yeah, and there are a lot of options out there, right? So you can go through university and live in halls.
Yes.
You could choose to have a house share.
Yeah.
Or you could choose kind of private accommodation, which is what IQ is.
Yes.
And what you essentially chose. Isn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
Was there anything that made you choose IQ?
Oh, definitely.
Either IQ as a company or private accommodation in general. Like, yeah, what drew you to it?
Yeah, with IQ, so a bit of backstory. I commuted to university for my first 2 years because my family got a house that was quite close. It was about a 40-minute train journey to Leeds Beckett University where I study. And I decided in my final year, like, I needed to just get out. I think I loved living at home, but I needed a space that just suited me and was right for my needs. And IQ fit all of that. As soon as I searched up accommodations in Leeds, IQ was one of the first accommodations that popped up. And it piqued my interest because, number one, it is so reasonably priced compared to other accommodations, even cheaper than accommodations that are attached directly to my university. Because it was private as well, I realized that I was able to live with students that don't actually go to Leeds Beckett University. So if you don't know much about Leeds, it is a student-based city, meaning that there's over 6 universities there. And I wanted an accommodation that had students that went to University of Leeds, Leeds Arts University, Leeds Conservatoire, and IQ gave me all of that. Because it's private, it's not attached to Leeds Beckett. So I was able to live with 2 guys that went to Leeds University. And 2 girls that went to Leeds Arts University. That way, these people became some of my best friends, and I was able to learn so much more about different universities and different courses. And IQ literally has the best gym ever. I go to the gym like every day, and I don't have to pay separately for another gym, which I think is so expensive. As you know, being a student is not cheap. But IQ was able to give me those needs. It had study spaces, so I was able to have my private study room if I needed to and study with friends. So it sort of catered to all my needs, and I was really grateful for it.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
I mean, yeah, I stayed at home for my university years.
Oh, you did as well, yeah.
Because I studied in London, and I had grown up in London, and yeah, biggest regret was not getting to kind of have that uni experience.
Honestly.
and meet people outside of my course.
Oh, honestly, I got to my second year and I was like, what am I doing? Like, you only live once as a student. Like, this is it. Like, you're never a student again. I need to make the most of it. And I was seeing everyone else in their nice IQ rooms with their friends.
I would get so jealous of my friends.
When I used to go visit everyone, I thought I need this for myself. I need my own independent space. So
did it make like a big difference that third year being in IQ?
Oh, 100%. Because one thing I've noticed about IQ is that it's in very smart locations. So it's only about a 10-minute walk to my campus, whereas a lot of accommodations were quite further out in Leeds anyway. And I needed somewhere that was close, so it gave me proximity. I no longer had to travel into Leeds. I already lived there. And IQ actually held a lot of social events when I came in. Even though I was in my third year, so I had a lot of friends, I was able to make more very quickly because they had like a really cute pizza night. I was able to get free pizza, which fed me for like a week. I didn't have to pay for food, which was amazing. I was also able to do this really cute like sip and paint night. So they had like a free bottle of Prosecco for everyone, and I had like my little canvas and I was like painting, and I met these really cute group of girls and they actually became some of my friends. So I think if IQ wasn't able to hold these events, I wouldn't have been able to make as many friends as I did.
I mean, that's great. Like even in third year, you're making like these new connections.
Exactly.
Community.
Exactly. And if I lived in a house, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I would have lived with people I already knew. But I wanted new experiences, and IQ was able to give me that very easily. So I was quite grateful.
I love that you kind of made that journey late on in your university.
Honestly, like I did it at 21 and I don't regret it. I was scared I was going to live with people that were like 17, only because I was a bit older. But I didn't realize that IQ actually gave me a list of questions that I was able to answer. And these questions were talking about whether I'm extroverted or I'm introverted or the type of people I'd want to live with. And I filled out this questionnaire and they put me with people that were the same age as me and people that had similar interests. So I was grateful for that.
You took a deferred year, didn't you, to start university?
Yeah, so what I actually did was, so I went to Leeds City College to study journalism for 2 years. I also did a year of A-levels, so this made my college journey 3 years long instead of 2 years. So that allowed me to freelance in my final year, and then I went to university, a year later when I turned 19.
But didn't stop you from kind of jumping in and making friends?
It didn't.
Having that same experience?
It really didn't. I think it completely, it went better than I could have ever imagined. Like, I went to university at the right time for me. And I think that is something that a lot of prospective students don't actually know, that you don't have to go at a certain year. You can take a year out. I have so many friends. I had know more people that have taken a year out than people that haven't. People that have gone traveling or worked, like freelance like I did, figured out the course that was right for them and came through clearing afterwards. Because that way you're choosing a course that's perfect for you rather than going with a previous option that didn't suit you.
There is always an option and a choice that you can
so
make.
Many. So many. I think people feel like they're very tied down to their firm choice and their insurance choice. It does sound like a big word, like firm, like insurance. Like, it sounds like you're stuck.
It sounds
like,
a lot scarier than
honestly,
it actually is.
Like I do remember when I did apply to uni, like once I picked those 5 universities, I was like, wow, this is set. Like I can't change. But then I realized later on when I discovered what clearing was, I was like, oh, I could have just changed anyway. I didn't know at the time, but I could have.
Yeah, there's an option to decline my place on UCAS. And last year, I think it was something like 28,000 students chose to do that.
Wow, it's a big number.
It's either that or 18,000, so I might have to leave that out. Thousands of students are choosing to decline their place and go to maybe a different university, to a different course, or maybe they got grades better than they expected and they ended up going to a better university than they originally planned to.
Honestly, if I knew that you could change if you got a better grade, I would have looked through my choices again.
Oh, really?
Because I applied not knowing I was going to get like all A stars. So like I probably could have gone to a different uni. I love my uni and I'm glad I did. But there was definitely that option there that I didn't know was available for me, which is why conversations like these are really important, because people need to understand that like university isn't just a straight path. Like there's so many different avenues to get to where you need to be.
Yeah, and clearing
is one of
them.
Backup.
It's an opportunity to
it's like a different pathway.
Yeah, it's like you find out whatever's right for you.
And it gives you more time because like the rest of us applied like months before. But if you go through clearing, you have almost like the whole summer to figure out what's right for you. And it gives you like a breather after you've finished your exams, that you can just chill, think about what's right, and then move forward from there. But the rest of us were writing our personal statements while applying, while rushing in like October. So this gives you so much more time. And people that go through clearing, I've realized, normally have a better time at uni because they chose a perfect place for them. It's like a catered, like curated pathway for you.
Yeah.
While others sometimes may choose a university earlier on that they realize years later wasn't right for them.
Yeah, and clearing doesn't close until October time. So
Yeah.
it's not like you have to make an immediate decision
No.
on results day. Oh, I'm like in a panic, okay, this is what I got, this is what I can do, and this is what I will do. Actually, you've got a bit of time to think
You've
about
got
it.
months, yeah.
And there will still be places. Yes, it is good to kind of go ahead and do it as soon as you can, but there will be an option. So, as long as you kind of plan ahead and keep informed, there is time, right?
I agree. There is a lot more time because, as we said, like, as soon as you get your results, which will probably be in August, you've got the whole summer, and then you've got September, and you've got till almost the end of October to figure out what's right for you. And like I said, the recruitment team would take you through that entire process. Once you give them all your details and you give them the predicted grades or the grades you did get on results day, they'll work with you to figure out what you actually want, and they'll find a place for you that suits you perfectly.
I know we've spoken a little bit about what the process looks like, but let's kind of break it down crystal clear in 5 or so steps. If I'm a student that is going through clearing or expecting to go through clearing, maybe I think my exams haven't gone well and I want to prepare for it, talk me through the steps of what I should do at each stage. So from exams ending to results day to starting university, like what does that look like?
Yeah, so as soon as your exams end and you might predict that you won't get the grades of your choice, or you think that clearing is a pathway for you, I would say the first step is to go to the UCAS website. Once you go there, identify some universities that might interest you and look at their entry requirements. Because in order to go through clearing, it is very important to realize like what you might get and compare that to the entry requirements of certain universities. If you think your firm and insurance choice entry requirements are too high and you're not going to match that, maybe look for universities that cater to a lower entry requirement and look directly at the modules, look at like the support system and what these universities offer the city. And then after you do that, you need to speak directly to the recruitment team and UCAS. And what you would do is, once you get those results, you would call them and you would have about a 30-minute to a 1-hour conversation with them. And you would do this for the recruitment team at UCAS for advice, but you'd also do this for the universities that you're interested in. So for example, obviously I can speak from Leeds Beckett perspective. You would speak to our hotline recruitment team, and what they would do is, based on your interest, what you've just said, they would cater a university that suits you. And then from there, you would go through a separate clearing process. It's very similar to applying to university back in like September, October time, but it's just a specific clearing form. And then you would fill out this form, and then that's how you'd apply for clearing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. And you can kind of still track and see the process,
Completely
like,
through the UCAS.
Yeah.
Completely, just like you would applying for a firm or an insurance choice.
And can you kind of get confirmation that you've received a place on the phone, or do you kind of have to wait for that to come through?
I believe that may take a little while, depending on how many people do apply for clearing every year. Obviously, we do get a large number of applicants. So what would happen is we would fully go through all this for you, but then you should get you'll get a call, but you'll also get an email, and you need to continue to track the UCAS website, because once you've done all this, you will know probably in like a few weeks. It shouldn't take too long at all. It's probably a lot quicker than when you apply from university in September.
Okay, and then from there, accommodation?
Yes, from there, sort out your accommodation, figure out if you're looking for private, you're trying to squeeze into a university-based accommodation, and then apply for that, get that sorted, get your maintenance loan, obviously, and SFE, everything from like student finance, England, and then once you get your maintenance loan and you know how much you're going to have, then you can move forward with accommodation, and then you get your place. You should get your place usually by like October, September. Some people do join the term after it's already started. I know a few people joined my degree through clearing, so they started almost a month later, but don't let that scare you, and don't let that sort of put fear in you. like you're only about a week behind, but that week is normally just an induction week. So you're normally just talking about what the degree is. You're enjoying your freshers week. Everyone's probably out anyway. No one's really in the lectures. So you haven't missed anything. By the time you join, that's when university has actually started. So you haven't missed out on anything. So don't let that also scare you. Like you're not different and no one will know. Like obviously it's not anything to hide, but like it's not something that people announce like all the time. So don't feel like there's a label in your head saying you've gone through clearing. And even if there was, like that's actually quite a good thing, because it means that you finally took your time and chose a place that was right for you.
And you've ended up in the same place
as everyone else
in
who
your class
directly
anyway.
applied anyway. So there is no difference anyway, and you're still getting the career support and you're still getting the full achievement that you wanted anyway.
It's a 3-4 year course, missing out on a week or maybe even a month. Grand scheme of things.
Honestly, you're not missing out on
You've got
anything.
this. Yeah,
You've
exactly.
got this.
Yeah. Everyone hates a phone call.
Yeah.
However, sometimes it's necessary. So results day, phone call. Should we just kind of go through how it would go?
Yeah, we can do.
I'm going to be a student because it's been a long time, and I would like to be a student again. And I'll call you.
Yeah.
You can be admissions.
Yeah.
person?
So what I would be is as sometimes students do actually work in the recruitment center.
Okay.
Or I can be part of the recruitment admissions. So it's just like all one big team.
Perfect. Listen, you be who you want to be.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I think this is saying how old I am, but ring. Hello.
Hello. How can I help you today?
Hiya. My name's Eve, and I've just had my results, and I was just wondering if you had any clearing spaces available.
Hi. This is the admission center. Are you interested in applying for clearing today?
I am. Yes, please. What courses do you have available?
So right now we have quite a wide amount of courses available. If you could just let me know the course that you're interested in, we could sort of work around that.
Well, I'd applied to a course in media studies, so something similar to that.
Okay, cool, awesome. So here at this university, we offer a media communication culture course. We still have quite a few places for clearing for this. If you could pass me your details, your UCAS ID, please. If I could also have your email address, your full name, and your date of birth, we could sort of track your UCAS form and see how that can work.
Okay. And then I give all of my details. Okay, cool. So I've just given you all my details. Anything else you need to know?
I just need to know, of course, like your results. I can see it obviously on the UCAS tracking page, but if you could just repeat to me what your results were and sort of why this university is your choice, and we can sort of look into that for you.
Of course, yeah.
And then you do all that.
And then we do all that.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
And then from there, it's honestly so easy. It's literally probably be about a 20-30 minute call.
Okay.
And that's mainly going through your details. And I would ask you specifically about the course and the modules, so you know what you're stepping into, obviously, because this is like a separate change from what you were going to apply for before. And then sometimes people get offers on the spot, depends how many spots we have at like any university. Or if you don't get an offer straight away on the call, you would probably get one within a few hours, at most about a week. But usually students get like their acceptance right there and then. Like the call is to say congrats, like you've basically gotten in. The call is just to make sure you've got a spot and you've gotten the university of your choice. Okay. So straight away you could end the call and be like, right, I'm going to this university. And then we'd go through obviously your SFE, your maintenance loan, and see what accommodations are available for you from there.
Okay. So call up. Give details.
Yeah, full details, grades as well, very important.
Little chat about what you want to study and why.
Yes.
And then maybe you'll get the offer
straight away. Yeah, a lot of universities offer straight away on the call, depending on what spots we have. And if not, it can take up to a few days, a week at most. Usually get it quite soon.
So don't be discouraged if you don't hear anything straight away.
Yeah, do not know, because it just depends if the university is still looking through like what works for you, basically.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there are thousands of students going through clearing. There's going to be lots of phone calls.
Yes. But it's simple as that. Very quick, very easy, not as complicated. Usually it's just one phone call, and then you can track everything on the UCAS website as well. So you know how everything's going based on how many universities you've called for clearing.
Okay. It might feel like there is a lot going on around clearing, results day, after exams.
Yeah.
What can you do to stay organised in that time?
I would definitely say, obviously, like your exams are over and you're sort of just waiting for your results. I'm just going to say the basic research. Like you can never not research enough. I think some people, and also go to open days if there is any in between the times of your results, like while you're waiting in that season, because a lot of people visit a university and they realize it is not for them. Like sometimes university can look great on paper, but and if even if it is your firm choice or your insurance choice, but when you see the campus or you visit the city, you realize, okay, maybe I don't like how small it is, or I don't like the fact that it's a campus uni and not a city-based uni. Like everyone has their preference. Or you realize, oh wait, this journey is really far. I think I want to be closer to home. So obviously, before applying for clearing and before looking at what your predicted grades could be, it is very important to know literally everything. Like I stalked my lecturers online before applying, like for my university, because I took it that seriously, because I wanted a very specific degree that because I want to specialize in race in media. So I found a lecturer that specialized in that exactly, like in Leeds.
Oh, wow,
So
okay.
I wanted to go to the university so I could meet them, and I went to the taster day and I met them and I absolutely loved the university. And it goes to show that like before going through clearing, it is very important to know if you're interested in something quite niche and you think maybe the university you did apply for is something you might not get into, or you're looking at a different city just based on preference. It is very important to look at the modules, the help system. Like for example, my university offers a 5-year career support system after you graduate. So I know once I'm an alumni, I can still be with the university for up to 5 years after. Little things like that make such a big difference. Like people think it's just grades, but it is. University is long, like it's like 4 years, and it's a long experience, and you want to be somewhere where you're happy.
Yep.
So it's important to look at if you like the accommodations, if you like the city, you like the shopping centers, you like the music, you like the culture, you like the fashion, and then from there you now go and you realize, you sort of compare if your entry requirements that they offer are similar to what grades you think you might get. So that way, as soon as the call comes from clearing, you know exactly what you're looking for, and it makes your life very easy. You know exactly what universities to call up, because a lot of people think when it comes to clearing that you're calling up UCAS. You can call up UCAS, like they have a helpline, so they will help you, but their job is just to direct you towards the university of your choice. So your job is to call up the university that you're interested in. But if you don't know what you're interested in, you won't know who to call, and that can make it quite complicated. So it's about having a direct like list of the universities and why you like them and their entry requirements. So when clearing comes, you know exactly who to call.
As you said, university, it's a long time, 3-4 years.
Yeah.
If you wait until results day, you don't want to be making that short decision, right? So how far ahead would you recommend planning?
That's a really good question. I would say at least a month or two. If like I would say between like 6 and 8 weeks. Like honestly, I find researching fun. So I think prep can be exciting because it's almost like you're creating your dream future. So like you're literally, it's like you're curating the perfect life for yourself. You're like, I want to live here. I want to go to this uni. So if you romanticize it, it's actually fun. And I would say give yourself between 6 and 8 weeks, because by the time clearing comes, like I said, you want a clear direction on what you're stepping into.
And that lines up really well with kind of when clearing actually opened up this year.
Exactly.
So July 2nd opens up. Results day on the 13th of August? Yes. And so that is plenty of time to have a look at what's available.
Plenty.
Whether you think that you did well in your exams or not, just kind of knowing that there is another option and that you can still make a decision.
Exactly. Even if you think your grades will be like better or the same as what you predicted, I would say it's still important to have backup options just in case things don't go your way, or if you just realize you want an alternative route, which is knowing that that's always there for you.
Exactly, you might end up doing better than
Exactly.
you thought you would do,
which I
and
did.
then opens up doors for doing
For
something
other
else that maybe you didn't
opportunities.
think was for you.
Exactly.
What would you say to a student that is stressing on results day or in the time leading up to it, just doesn't know what they're going to do or where they'll end up? How would you reassure them?
I would literally tell them to chill out and relax. I understand because I was a student. Like, I think when you are a student, you're in a little bubble that like revolves around like your grades, and you have so many friends that might be getting better or worse. And like, I know school is very grade orientated, of course, because that is the direct thing that leads you, you know, to university. So I remember school, it had a lot of sets. It had you wanted to be the best. You were constantly competing with other people. So I would say, to reassure yourself, realize that there are more options than you think, and realize that you don't need to do everything straight away. You have time. You have a lot more time than you think. A lot of people go to university at 25, at 26. Like, university doesn't even have to be the direct route for you. Like if it is, that's great. Like it is for a lot of people. But realize that you can always, like, people even defer a year. So that means people go to university and they take a year out and then they come back later. It's about doing research and realizing online that there are so many alternative routes for you. So if clearing is an option for you, that's great. And realize that, like, it's almost like deleting the persona of clearing that you have, because a lot of people obviously see it as some like horrible label.
It's a scary, like, it seems like a scary thing. If
It
you don't know much
does.
about
It
yeah.
does. Like when people think of clearing, they picture it in bold red, like for like the losers that didn't make it like everyone else, which is ridiculous because it is literally such a normal part of
It's
university.
an opportunity.
It's an opportunity.
It's some people it might be, I guess, like, for want of a better word, like a lifeline. Like this is another chance for you to get into a university if that's what you want to do.
Exactly. And like I said before, universities prepare the way for clearing students. So meaning that we are expecting this to happen and we're looking forward. We have quite a big amount of spots waiting for you, basically, if you want it. Meaning that this spot is directly created for you. So it's actually quite a positive thing rather than a negative thing. So things like that should reassure you. I think it's just deleting your initial persona of things and realizing that there is other ways out.
Yeah, and something to remember as well is these universities want students to come to them through clearing. It's not a scary thing where
it's quite exciting.
You're gonna get rejected on the phone. Like,
honestly, we love the call. Like, we will make sure that we find a place for you on that call, whether it's a joint honors degree or a single honors degree. Once you tell us what we want, we will curate a place for you.
Okay, so in summary, what are the top 3 things that a student going through clearing needs to take away from this conversation?
I would say, number 1, delete all preconceived notions of what clearing is. Remember that it is not some like horrible label on you. It's just a normal part of the recruitment process at university. Number 2, definitely do your research. Definitely look into the city, the area that you want to live in. Make sure that you're well prepared in advance to when clearing opens. And number 3, remember that you do have time. Remember that you don't have to go through clearing straight away or go to university at all straight away. Definitely choose a path that's right for you.
Chelsea, can you sum up clearing in one word?
In one word? Ooh.
I have one, but I'll go second.
Interesting. I was gonna say opportunity.
That's what I was gonna say.
Were you gonna say
I was
that?
gonna say opportunity.
Okay, but I was going to.
Annoyingly, you've said it first.
Nah, you're gonna have
We
to think
agree.
of something else.
Clearing
We
is
agree.
opportunity.
It's opportunity.
Yeah.
It's opportunity. It's a second chance. It's like a lifeline, like we said. Yeah. That's how I describe it.
It's a door opening.
Yes, a door opening.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we've tried to give as much information as we can, but obviously there is so much preparing that a student can do
Definitely.
Before results day. Where else can students get information to prepare?
There's other like university-based websites. Like obviously, like you've got things that have our discounts, like Student Beans and things like that. They normally have social media pages that help with these situations. But mainly, UCAS will give you everything you need, because obviously there is a lot of information online, and some things can be like misleading or like hard to understand. But UCAS are very clear, straight to the point. So look for them, look at their tracking system, and they'll let you know exactly what dates, because they're up to date with everything.
Okay, so Chelsea, I know that you didn't go through clearing yourself, but you do represent your uni. You've got friends that went through clearing. How can you support, and I'm sure there'll be people listening to this that have friends that will go through it and they might not themselves, but how can you support a friend kind of going through that emotionally on results day?
I would definitely remind them to take a deep breath and remind them that they have time, and also that it's not the end of the world, because like school and education obviously is very important to a lot of us. Sometimes we go in with such high expectations, and when we don't receive these expectations, we react quite negatively and we almost forget to take care of ourselves. So I would say I'd reassure them to make sure they're looking after their well-being, their mental health, reminding them that there is a way out, and that I always describe life as like when one door closes, it means another one will open for you. So it means that part of life just wasn't right for them, and that another journey is on its way.
And that's exactly what clearing is. So maybe you didn't get what you expected. Maybe someone has said no, but there are so many people out there that are willing to say yes. You just need to go out and talk to them, don't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's quite an exciting journey.
So we've spoken a bit about clearing, what it is, what it looks like, what phone calls look like. and how you can prepare for the journey ahead. Whether you're going to be going through clearing or if you just know people that will be going through clearing, hopefully that's reassured you all a little bit on what you can expect in the process. In the next episode, we'll be talking to a few students who went through clearing, hearing about what their journeys into university looked like, and hearing how they ended up having their best year yet at IQ. Join us then.